Linda from paperboutique.blogspot.com. Today we're going to be making this Easter egg card using an SVG file and the new Forever Young Cricut cartridge. First step in making this card, I downloaded the free SVG Easter egg file from www.quillingpatch.com. Using my scale program, I welded 2 eggs together. I'm going to go over the other pieces in just a moment. If you don't have a scale program to weld the 2 pieces together, you can use the Cricut Easter Solutions cartridge and Design Studio to weld the 2 eggs together, or you could buy an Easter egg package from svgcuts.com. Also, as you can tell, it's a very simple cut. You could also free cut an egg card. Here are the layers that come in the SVG cut. In addition to the egg, there is a top that comes in the cut, the rickrack, and a bottom to the egg. Now, if you don't have scale, the Cricut Easter cartridge has rickrack, so you could use that. Next, I should add that the egg size before welding is 4.45 inches wide by 6.09 inches tall. And then I cut the flower. I hope you can see all of that. I cut the flower and the layers from the Forever Young cartridge. And these are all cut, if I can pick this up for you. This is cut at 3 7/8, and then there's 1, 2, 3 individual, this is just an extra piece, 3 individual layers that are cut proportionately. All of the paper that we're using today is basic gray. The yellow, the pink, and the orange are from the Sophie collection. The blue paper that you can see on top here is from the Fusion collection, and the purple is from the Lollipop. Also, I just, for this card, I made some homemade glimmer mist, and I will show you that in just a moment. Let's begin assembling the card. First of all, I did a few steps to make it a little easier for us to get finished with the card. And when I said I used glimmer mist, instead of using the basic gray blue paper, I took white paper and used homemade glimmer mist. I have a video on making the glimmer mist on my blog. I posted a couple of days ago, so you may want to check it out. It is so much fun. Next, and I'm not going to take the time to do this, I put the card through the Cuttlebug, and I'm hoping the camera picks this up, used the Swiss Dots cartridge. So I embossed it, glued down the top and bottom of the egg, and then I also glued the rickrack. What I thought we'd do now is go ahead and assemble the flower pieces. I'm going to actually show you how to use the Cuttlebug. I know most of you are very experienced with the Cuttlebug, but there are a few of you that haven't used the Cuttlebug. The Cuttlebug, as you can see, it's a die cutting and embossing machine. I really don't use the Cuttlebug to do any of the die cutting since I have the Cricut machine, and you can tell my plate is sort of beat up. That's because I used to do quite a bit of cutting with it. The Cuttlebug comes with an embossing folder, and this one is Swiss Dots, and Cuttlebug has said that this is the most popular embossing flower. So what you do is you have basically a sandwich. You have an A plate, a B plate, and then you put the other B plate on top, and then we're just going to run it through. It goes rather, you have to do it rather firmly. As you can tell, it's sliding a little bit on my mat because I have this piece of paper under it, but you'll get the general idea. I'm going to just move this back out of the way, and then when you open it up, I'm hoping you're able to see the embossing. You get the Swiss Dot effect. And there's that piece, and we'll bring our card back and put the pieces together. Next, I took the layer, the very first layer, turned it upside down on an embossing pad and just used my stylus to crease the leaves. So you get just a little bit different look. You get a little dimension. Then I'll move these pieces here. I'm going to put this so we can also see it. Then what I'm going to do next is attach the first layer. And I use just a glue runner. And I'm going to just put a couple pieces down here really quick because we don't want to run out of time. And the trick I do, because when you're using die cuts, sometimes it's hard to position them and then you pull up the tape and it tears. I just stick it to the mat a couple of times and then loosen it a little bit, so when you actually are adhering it, it's a little easier to just pull up if you've made a mistake. So now I'm just going to take the layer, put it right over the top, make sure it's lined up, and then push that down. I've already embossed the second layer, and this is using the Swirls embossing folder from Cuttlebug. It's the second most popular folder, and to save time, once again, I've already done the pop dots, and then I just position the flower so it's a little bit in between the petals, so it gives it just a little more dimension. If I get my fingers out of the way, you may be able to see that. Then the third thing I did is just took a rain dot and put it in the center of our last layer. I pop dotted that so we'd save a little time, and then I just also center that. Then the next step before we actually adhere that to the card is a little trick I wanted to show you. If you want to do your own rhinestones, make your own color, you can take your regular rhinestones and any one of the Sharpies and just color them in and make them any color to match. And you can get the Sharpies at Costco. I think there's about 20 of them, and here's a little darker one. There's about 20 of them for, I think it's $18, so it's quite a deal. The next step, what I did is I just took the medium-sized, and I love this tool for picking up. I just took the medium-sized, which I grabbed a small. Let's grab a medium, and I put one here, one here, and then I put one here for just some added dimension. That one I got a little high, so we'll move it down. And then I did the same thing along the bottom, and I'm going to just do that quickly. And in this case, I'm just putting them at the very bottom, and I'm using the white, but normally I would color them, but I just didn't want to take the time to color all of them. Wanted to make sure we had a chance to get finished with the video. So we've got that. I'm going to come up and bring that one down just a little bit, make them a little more even. And the last step in our process is to put some pop dots on. As you can tell, I'm a big fan of pop dots. Put some pop dots on the back of our flower. I'm going to just put a couple, and I'll go back and have a little time and put a couple more to support this, but I just wanted to have a chance to show you the finished product. These are my favorite. It's sort of like watching glue dry for you all, I'm sure, at this point as you watch me pop dot. And one more. And then we're going to, I don't know if this is still in camera, we're just going to position it very similar to how I've done the other one. And there we go. Let's see, move it just a little bit. I get it in there yet. And then one of our rhinestones moved, so we'll put it back on. And we're good. There's my phone ringing, so I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching paperboutique.blogspot.com and go to my blog for more additional ideas. Thank you very much.